It is now time for WrestleMania 35 predictions. This is going to be probably longer than we can expect because there are 16 matches. Yes, 16 matches. And we all wonder why Asuka got screwed out of her match for WrestleMania because Vince McMahon looked, 17 matches. Well, we can't have that. We got to go off with one. You took Asuka out of the WrestleMania match and put her in the Battle Royal instead of, getting rid of Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. The Women's Tag Team Championship match was a fatal four-way. Finn Balor versus Demon Balor versus Bobby Lashley, which is just, WrestleMania is not what WrestleMania used to be. WrestleMania is just name alone. This thing is going to sell every single year. At least 80,000 people, like 60,000 people are going to buy into this every single year because it's WrestleMania. There is no build that you have to make, but this build has been absolutely awful. Taking Kofi Kingston and having him and the New Day jump over leaps and bounds to get the WWE Championship match. He had it, he lost it. He had it again, he lost it, and then Big E and Xavier Woods get him the opportunity. Will that lead into things later on after WrestleMania? I don't know. People are predicting that Kofi is going to lose the WWE. Okay, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about that later. But you have the Women's Championship main event. The main event that has both Women's Championships on the line, both titles on the line. And WWE themselves don't know what they want to do after this show. One of the rumors going around is that with the titles on the line, the woman who doesn't get beat, Ronda or Charlotte, they're going to come after Becky because Becky's going to win that match, and we'll talk about it later. But they'll come after the championship they didn't lose and eventually win their championship back, so the double championship won't last forever unless they want to merge the titles, but that is not set in stone. Batista, it's like everything that should have been special about this WrestleMania. We should be looking at a very good WrestleMania. You have AJ versus Randy Orton, Kofi versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship, the first ever women's main event, Batista versus Triple H in a no-holds-barred career match. We have Kurt Angle's farewell match. None of this feels special almost. None of it. Like, Kurt Angle comes out and names Baron Corbin his champion, his final match. Oh, I can't sleep at night because this guy took the Raw GM position from me. I have to beat him at WrestleMania. When in all reality, we know he didn't pick that match. He didn't. So why the hell would anybody be excited for that match? Everybody wants to see John Cena. John Cena is also supposed to have a match on this card, which would make this a 17th match. So who knows what's going to happen there? Now there's rumors of The Undertaker being the American Badass. I'm not saying those are true. I've seen them it's not a big phone. People saying that Undertaker was going to be the American Badass last year against John Cena. That didn't happen. I honestly think he should come back. Dead man gimmick needs to just go away. He would, in my opinion, he should have retired the dead man gimmick at WrestleMania 33 when he took the gloves, the hat, the jacket, and the boots, and the hat, and left him in the ring and walked away as Mark Calloway. That should have been the end of the dead man character, but that's what we got all year last year. This WrestleMania has just been poor. WrestleMania 32 had better build and half the roster was injured. This WrestleMania, it's just 17 matches, 7.5 to 8 hours. Yes, it's the pre-show starts at 5. We're going to have 2 Battle Royals and, of course, again, the Cruiserweight Championship, which I hope is the last thing you see before they do the final predictions and then we go to WrestleMania. That better be the last match. It better not be Cruiserweight Championship, Battle Royal, Battle Royal. It better be Battle Royal, Battle Royal, Cruiserweight Championship. And thank fucking God the Andre match is on the pre-show because I don't care who thinks this shit is funny. The Michael Shea and Colin Jost things would not bring anything to WrestleMania, period. So keeping them on the pre-show keeps the suffering down to a minimum. This show, just who cares? This show has been bad. And honestly, I don't see this being a good show. By the time and this is what sucks about the first ever women's main event. 10 years ago at WrestleMania 25, if you would have had an all-women's main event, first that would have been unprecedented. But second, when we get to that main event, the fans would still be hot, the fans would still be rabid, the fans would still want to see that match if you want to put it in that time. The fact that this pay-per-view is going to go 7.5 hours to 8 hours. No, it might not be 12:30 till we see that match. Half the people in the audience are going to be asleep. And it's going to suffer. the women's main event is going to suffer unless half the audience wants to sleep between Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle and whatever happens before or after that. Unless there is a downtime to where people just sit there in the audience and like, well, the women's main event's coming up. I'm going to take an hour off of the show, sleep, and I'll watch it when I go home on the network. I don't see that women's match. I'm hoping the crowd will be into it, but I feel like the crowd is going to be the crowd is going to be out of it, tired, groggy, not want to be there anymore, want to go home. My fear is that people are like, well, it's 12 o'clock, it's midnight, I'm leaving because I need to go home and whatever. I need to get back to the hotel because I'm getting tired as hell and I don't want to be caught sleeping here past the end of the show. So I don't want the women, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch, to come into the main event of the show and half the crowd's gone because it's 12:30 and it's like 12 o'clock at night. This show has got the makings of being one of the worst shows of all time. It has the makings to have some good to it, but it's just not looking to be like it's going to be a good show. But let's get started on this. We have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Of course, this is the 5th, I believe. But the sixth Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And they're adding spice to this by putting Colin Jost and Michael Shea into the match. If those two even come close to winning that match, all I want them, if they cause Braun Strowman's elimination and all that stuff, that's whatever. And then they just get slowly thrown out by somebody else, that's fine. But if they come close to the end of this match and win, and one of them or both of them, or like the final two or something, then you just took the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that you had Hulk fucking Hogan in 2014 come out on Monday Night Raw and then get emotional about the fact that he was naming this prestigious battle royal, which honestly it's not, in the name of one of his old friends, Andre the Giant, and you're just shitting on it even more. There is no reason these two should even be in this battle royal, and honestly, Braun Strowman's probably going to win this, and it's either that or Colin Jost and Michael Shea are going to cause his elimination, and Braun Strowman's going to throw a big hissy fit, destroy half the people in the match, and that's that. So I'm going with Braun Strowman to win this. I'm hoping it's not the SNL guys because that would be absolutely pathetic. Moving over to the women's battle royal, as we know, it is sad to see on this picture right here. You have all these women, and what is wrong with this picture? What is wrong with this picture? You have Asuka, you have Mickie James, Nikki Cross, and you have Ruby Riott. Those 4 women don't belong in this match. I would rather see those 4 women with the SmackDown Live. I know 2 of them are on Raw, but I would rather see them battle for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship than be in this battle royal. They deserve better. Mickie James, future Hall of Famer, Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, great hit, could do great and are really good. And of course, Nikki Cross has great history with Asuka. That should be your fatal. Yeah, that should be, because brand split doesn't seem to matter in this day and age when it comes to the WWE. I would like to see Asuka versus Nikki Cross versus Ruby Riott versus Mickie James for the Women's Championship. You want to kill the brand split by having Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair show up on Raw every week and Alexa Bliss show up on SmackDown. That should have been the Fatal 4-Way. This match really doesn't matter who wins it. I'm going with Asuka because it's somehow it would be a consolation prize. Practically, that's what it would be—a consolation prize for being screwed out of the Women's Championship going into WrestleMania and not having any explanation whatsoever. Just go out there, do the job, and we'll give you the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. That's the only thing I can think of. Oh, buddy. Next up, we have the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, this match has been building for months. People might not say it, but this match has been building for months. When Buddy Murphy, I think it was right before he won the title, too. Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese were friends, training partners. They went out there, and they was going to take over 205 Live. I am not really caught up with much of 205 Live, but I know that the backstory of this is that these two are training buddies, as I said, and that as soon as Buddy Murphy won the Cruiserweight Championship at Super Showdown, And him and Tony Nese were big buddies and everything. I knew from the start that it was going to be, I didn't think it was going to be WrestleMania. I figured it might be before that. But I knew 1 minute that it was going to be Tony Nese versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. That is the only way this payoff works, is that you have Tony Nese go in here and win the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, I wish this was opening WrestleMania. There are a couple matches on this card that could just go onto I hate to say it, I love the Boston Hug Connection, but that match deserves the pre-show. I'm sorry. There is no reason the Iconics. We live in a day and age, and I've said this before and so others. We live in a time where Asuka has the Iconics and Tamina and Nia Jax have a better match than Asuka for WrestleMania, and that's fucking sad. But I'm going with Tony Nese. It's the only way this thing makes sense. Tony Nese should go in this thing, win the match, and be the next Cruiserweight champion, because it's been building to that time. Of course, he won that tournament to decide who was going to go to WrestleMania to face Buddy Murphy, and you knew immediately what was going to happen. They shake hands, and the next thing you know, a pump knee or kick to the face, and that was that. Moving on to our next match, though, this one just got named yesterday, and I don't see this going any other way than the Revival getting done dirty here. As we know, Kurt Hawkins has been on this amazing, if you want to call it amazing, losing streak since he came back to WWE. He hasn't won a match on house shows or on anything that he's done. And him and Zack Ryder team up after the Revival beat him up, And this is going to lead to these guys, after the Revival sneakily kept their titles against Ricochet and Aleister Black, who will be in a tag team title match. We'll talk about it later. These two approached them after Raw and requested and demanded a tag team title opportunity. And this was discovered by WrestleVotes before WWE announced it, that on the program that was sold at the shop at WWE shop that they do for WrestleMania weekend, that the Revival were going to be facing off against Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. So we were going to get Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder winning the tag team championships over the Revival. I know it's a bullshit move, but that is exactly what WWE is going to do. I don't know what they have against the Revival. It makes no sense long term, but as I believe JD from New York said last year when it came to Asuka and Charlotte Flair, WrestleMania is where streaks go to die, and Kurt Hawkins has been on a big time losing streak, and these two will be wrestling and winning the tag team titles and probably will at WrestleMania. So the next match that we don't even know if it's actually going to happen now, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. This one comes to you because Rey Mysterio pinned Samoa Joe in a tag team match the Tuesday after Fastlane, where Samoa Joe passed him out. Rey Mysterio brought his son in a week later, and it was decided that Rey Mysterio would face Samoa Joe at WrestleMania for the title, and Dominic would be at ringside. Unfortunately, in a throwaway match this past Monday, which again says, why the hell was Rey Mysterio in a match on Monday Night Raw? There you go, another reason the brand split is dead, because you had Samoa Joe last Monday and Rey Mysterio this Monday. He went up against Baron Corbin, and he hurt his ankle. His match against Andrade Cien Almas on Tuesday was nixed, and now we don't even know if he's going to be here for the match for WrestleMania. Now, if he is able to compete, Rey Mysterio should not be beating Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. I don't care if his son is there. I don't care if his son gets involved. There is no reason that Samoa Joe should be dropping the title to Rey Mysterio. On a good day, Samoa Joe, on a bad day, Samoa Joe could eat Rey Mysterio for lunch, in reality. There is no way whatsoever, unless Dominic comes in and does a 619 or something onto Samoa Joe when the referee is down, that Rey Mysterio should be winning this match whatsoever. I am going with Samoa Joe, and there is nothing you can tell me about that other than that. So many matches. So many matches. Moving on to the next match, The Miz and Shane McMahon follows count anywhere. This, of course, happened. This has been stewing and brewing since Crown Jewel. You remember that pay-per-view we didn't cover on the channel? Yeah. Shane McMahon, well, Miz was in the finals of the Best in the World tournament, in which he, quote-unquote, kayfabe got injured. He wasn't really injured. It was always set up for Shane McMahon to win because he was supposed to have this big, huge heel turn that was supposed to continue on to in SummerSlam when Raw won every single pay-per-view match on the main card. They were supposed to win the one on the pre-show, but something happened there. But that's not the deal. And Miz talked Shane into becoming tag team with him. They wanted to win the tag team titles because I wanted to make my daddy proud, is what Miz said to Shane. Shane's like, I want to make my daddy proud. Let's go win the tag team titles. They do that at Royal Rumble. Hold him for a month. Lose them to the Usos at the Elimination Chamber. And then go in the fast lane. Lose again. Miz gets beat up by Shane. Miz's dad, a.k.a. Mr. Potato Face, if you want to talk to Shane McMahon, which is kind of funny. It's manhandled a little bit. And, of course, Shane McMahon's like, well, we're going to have a match at WrestleMania, and you have no one to blame but yourself, yada, yada, yada. So, Shane McMahon and The Miz at WrestleMania. Why this match has to happen, and why is it a Falls Count Anywhere match? Because just like Triple H and Batista later in the show, this match is going to be one of those ones where you just can't have a normal singles match with Shane McMahon. He doesn't thrive in that. This also gives Shane McMahon an excuse to jump off of something and damn near kill himself for the millionth time. In the end, I'm going with The Miz, no doubt about it. There's no reason why Shane McMahon should be winning this match. Shane McMahon is in a position to put people over. He did it with The Undertaker, which I don't know why they even thought about. That was a good idea. He put AJ Styles over. The only one that he's actually won was with Daniel Bryan, and that was because Daniel Bryan's comeback match. But we're back to singles matches. He's here to put people over. Let's talk about this next one. Yes, motherfuckers. I'm going with this picture right here because this is the epitome. This is the epitome of this match. Kurt Angle versus Dumpster Fire Baron Corbin. Kurt Angle comes out right after Fastlane and says, I will be having my farewell match at WrestleMania. We didn't know who, and the speculation was, who's going to be Angle's opponent? Is it going to be Cena? Is it going to be Joe? Is it going to be AJ Styles? Shelton Benjamin even challenged him to a match at WrestleMania. What did we get? The very next week, oh, I can't sleep at night. I can't do this anymore. I need to beat this guy at WrestleMania. And that man is going to be Baron Corbin. Can someone tell me why I have to sit here and watch this match? Do I have to be like Kurt Angle in the last few weeks? He faced Cruz, he faced Chad Gable, he faced Samoa Joe, and he was going to face AJ Styles, but that match didn't last very long. You know what all those matches have in common? They weren't really good. They weren't really good at all. So, what makes you think that a match with Baron Corbin, who is not a ring general, and Kurt Angle really isn't a ring general anymore, what makes you think that match is going to be good at all? This match, I really don't care who wins. I have zero. As soon as he said, he didn't even have to say who it was. As soon as he mentioned losing his Raw GM position, I lost all interest in this match. 100%. WWE thinks this is good heat for Baron Corbin, the dumpster fire, and they think this is going to be great for him. I disagree. X-Pac, of course, comes out and says X-Pac heat is not a thing. I disagree. X-Pac heat is 100% a thing. It is when people don't want to see you, people are going to boo you out of the building. Hell, Roman Reigns, until his leukemia thing, was getting X-Pac heat. Baron Corbin is going to become Baron Corbin heat. It's not even going to be X-Pac heat anymore. This match is going to be terrible. This match is going to be bad. If you sit there and say you enjoy this match, I don't know what to fucking tell you. This match is going to be absolutely awful. Kurt Angle can do the best he can. Let's see what happens. But I'm going to go with Kurt Angle because it is his farewell match. Yes, you're usually supposed to go out on your back, but Kurt Angle losing to Baron Corbin is really not going to do anything to Corbin. Corbin losing this match and winning this match does nothing for him. It's not going to make him any better, make him a better heel in the eyes of the fans. The fans aren't going to take him serious anymore. It's like, great. You beat a 50-year-old, broken down, and former Olympic medalist. What the fuck? Whoop-de-doo. How big are you? Who's going to care? Nobody is going to fucking care in the grand scheme of things. Going with Kurt Angle. Moving on here. From one dumpster fire of a match to another. Boston Hug Connection versus the Iconics versus the Divas of Doom versus the Samoan Slaughterhouse. Oh, this match is going to be terrible. Natalya can work. Beth Phoenix is just strong as can be. She can work too. Those two, the Boston Hug Connection and the Divas of Doom, have a lot of work ahead of them to make this match even worth it. This has got to be it. Absolutely fucking it. I don't want to see Ada Johnson paired or showed in the crowd one fucking bit at all before or after this match. I don't want to see her one bit, because if they show the Rock's mom, the Nia Jackson's aunt, in the fucking crowd, obviously the Boston Hug Connection will not be tag team champions going out of this match. This has got to be it for Nia Jax. No more championship opportunities. That does not mean if the women's championships go separate after WrestleMania, like at Money in the Bank, no Raw, no SmackDown tag team title match, no women's tag team title match. She is at the back of the fucking line. This is absolutely ridiculous. She had the title match at TLC. She was in the Elimination Chamber. She was in the title match at Fastlane, and now she is here at WrestleMania. That is 4 fucking title matches that she earned. She earned unceremoniously, but she earned the one at TLC, and that was it. No more. Absolutely no more after this match. Period. I'm going with the Boston Hug Connection because coming up not too long after this is going to be an NXT TakeOver event that is going to be in, I believe, Bayley's hometown. There is no better place for the NXT faithful to get a women's tag team title up match than having the Boston Hug Connection versus the Sky Pirates. I predicted last night that Bianca Belair is going to win the women's championship at TakeOver by beating. She's going to beat either Kairi Sane or Io Shirai. That is going to happen, and then he is going to go on. Then Io Shirai and Kairi Sane are going to go on and be challenging the women's tag team titles at the next TakeOver in I think it's in San Diego, San Jose, one of those two places. So that would be a hell of a visual, seeing Boston Hug versus the Sky Pirates at NXT TakeOver in California. That is why that match is going to happen. Let's move on here. Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley versus the Demon. This match, wow. This match, I like seeing that the Demon's coming back. I do. I really do. But my problem with this match is Finn Balor did not bring the Demon back to face Brock Lesnar. He didn't need the Demon to face Brock Lesnar, but he needs the Demon to face Bobby Lashley to beat Bobby Lashley. He needs the Demon to beat Bobby Lashley, but he didn't need the Demon to attempt to beat Brock Lesnar. That is awful. Finn Balor wins this one, no doubt about it. Why else would you have him bring the Demon back? Vince McMahon does not want to. The reason he didn't bring the Demon back, and I know why he didn't bring the Demon back, was because Vince McMahon doesn't want the Demon to look weak, and he doesn't want the Demon to end up losing. So the Demon, Finn Balor bringing the Demon back does spoil the fact that the match is going to be it should be a one-sided affair. The Demon is supposed to be Finn Balor, but stronger. Like, this should be the guy who sells nothing. Bobby Lashley hits him with the spear, nothing. He hits him with his fuck up Dominator thing, nothing. He sells nothing, clotheslines, nothing. He is going to be just out there destroying him. The last time we saw the Demon was against Baron Corbin at SummerSlam, and that was like a 2-minute squash. This match should go about 1:36 with the Demon beating Bobby Lashley. Lio Rush gets taken out beforehand by the Demon, or gets thrown to the back, whatever, and the Demon ends up winning. Moving on here, we have AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. This match, I'm actually excited for. These two have given us a hell of a lot of good material on SmackDown Live. This has been one of the best promo, like one of the best. They've gotten personal. They've gone back in their history. AJ Styles questioning Randy Orton, and Randy Orton saying, if you were as good as you think you are, you would have been WWE a long time ago. This has been one of the best, the most exciting builds to WrestleMania, and I can't wait. There's only been one singles match between these two, and it was 2 years ago on the road to WrestleMania 33. When Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble. He was part of the Wyatt family, said he didn't want to face Bray Wyatt because he didn't want to beat his master because he was, that. And then, of course, it all led up to, on a SmackDown episode, Randy Orton versus AJ Styles, and that was a pretty damn good match. And it's great to see that we haven't seen this match shoved down our throat time and time again. So this one is a toss-up simply because AJ Styles has already signed a new deal with WWE. I don't know who I could go with. It depends. This one, I could see Randy Orton winning this one, especially if Kofi wins the WWE Championship later in the night. I could honestly see Randy Orton winning this one, propelling himself into a championship opportunity against Kofi Kingston for Kofi Kingston to vanquish the demon that kept him from the WWE Championship all those years ago. I'm going with Randy Orton on this one. This one's a very tough one to go with, and I'm looking forward to when this match is going to happen. I cannot wait to see what these guys can do, and I have a feeling this one's going to be way better than what we saw at WrestleMania between last year between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. I'm just going to say that right now. Before we get to the three main championship matches, we have a few more to go over. We have, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Roman was gone. He left in October to go battle leukemia. He came back 2 weeks before Fastlane. We formed the Shield. We had the three-man blend versus the Shield at the Fastlane pay-per-view. That pay-per-view match was nothing but a complete mess and was too long. If you would have cut out 5 minutes of that match, I think it would have been much better. Roman has not wrestled a match since. He's not going to be getting back into the full swing of the WWE schedule until about May. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do, but I'm going with Roman Reigns because you think Roman's going to lose to Drew McIntyre on his first night back, his first WrestleMania back since his leukemia battle. You're out of your mind. I don't see this match. I don't see Roman Reigns losing this match. I mean, why would he? It makes no sense whatsoever to have Roman Reigns come back from leukemia, mind you, and lose. No. So Roman Reigns is beating Drew McIntyre, and we're going to move on from there. On to No Holds Barred, Triple H versus Batista. If Triple H loses, he must retire from in-ring competition. I'm going to throw that into quotation marks because this is WWE, who just had Shawn Michaels return this past November to a very piss-poor match. Nothing on his end because Shawn Michaels is the only one who went out there and could still go at a pace that the other guys could not. And, of course, Ric Flair went to TNA and all that good shit, but I'm not going to get into that. So this one is interesting because we already have Batista who's saying this is his final match in his wrestling career. And again, to any dumbass on this on YouTube or on dirt sheets or anything saying Batista, like Vince McMahon's gonna want to get Batista versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. One, that's not happening, and two, you're a fucking idiot. Batista's already said that this is the only match he wants left. Once this match is over, he's off to Hollywood to finish Guardian of the Galaxy 3. He already has My Spy coming out in a couple weeks, a couple days or whatever. He's only got this match left that he wants to do, and after this match is over, he is done. This is a way to close his career out. The question is, does he win? That is the biggest question. Does Batista win? I'm gonna say probably, yeah. I think Batista's going to win this one. I think there's nothing else Triple H needs to do. So in ring, there's no reason for him to wrestle anymore. The last few matches he's had have been bland and boring and have been terrible. His match at WrestleMania 32, where he wrestled Roman Reigns in the main event, was one of the worst wrestling main events in WrestleMania main events of all time. And his match with Seth Rollins the next year was nothing special. His match the next year, WrestleMania last year with Kurt Angle, was only a fun match because Ronda Rousey was making her debut and made that match what it was. If you would have put any other female in that match to make it a mixed tag match against Kurt Angle, with Kurt Angle, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon, that match would have been the drizzling shits, and you fucking know it. Ronda Rousey made that match what it was. Without Ronda Rousey, that match was trash. So this needs to be Triple H's final match as well. So Batista is definitely going over in this match. I have no doubt about it that Batista is going to beat Triple H, and that is going to be the end of Triple H's title run. Whew, man, it's only been a lot of matches going on this weekend, and honestly, we still have 3 more to go? Let me find my slides for Brock Lesnar and them. Yep, there it is. Oh boy, this match took a definite turn for what could happen. And that's what's going to be with the WWE Championship match, too. We're going to talk about it tomorrow on Unscripted before, tomorrow on Unscripted, I'll have it up. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. This one's going to be hard because there's 3 big title matches with 3 big faces that people want to see win. Becky Lynch, Kofi Kingston, and Seth Rollins. You're not going to see all 3 of them walk out champion. By the time we get to the main event, these 2 matches, Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan, in this match, Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar, will tell you who is winning at WrestleMania, or who's winning the main event. Because you've got to be out of your mind if you think Seth, Kofi, and Becky Lynch are all walking out as champions. It's just not happening. It's not. It's not happening. So I'm going with Brock Lesnar here, and it's not because of the reason everyone thinks. We'll talk about it tomorrow on Unscripted because there has been a change in WWE's plan with Saudi Arabia, but we'll get into tomorrow. But there's also news coming out that possibly Brock Lesnar has re-signed a short-term deal to get them through SummerSlam. So if that is the case, I'll have to look into it some more, but that is the case, Brock Lesnar is not losing this match. We're going to have Seth Rollins lose to Brock Lesnar. And that's going to leave up if this match goes on first, which I doubt. I think the Kofi Kingston Daniel Bryan match, even though I think the final 2 matches of the show should be Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston, and then the women's triple threat match, because whether you like it or not, those are the 2 hottest feuds in the company, and those should be the 2 matches you end the show on. Even though you probably want to do Kofi versus Bryan first, then this match, and then the triple threat match, for the simple fact is you don't want to burn the crowd out any more than you already have. So I'm going with Brock Lesnar for the simple fact is I don't see, because we all banked on, and we all, if you go watching back and watch my predictions, JD prediction, everybody who predicted this, JD, me, Cultaholic, What Culture, Brian Zane for Wrestling with Regrets, all of them, I guarantee everybody picked Roman Reigns, Wrestle Talk, Wrestle Rumble, anybody who did a prediction, I guarantee you picked Roman Reigns to beat Brock Lesnar. And what happened? Boom. 6 F5s and a busted up Roman Reigns did not kick out. And Brock Lesnar still held the Universal Championship. So I don't see Seth Rollins winning this. I don't. I know it sucks, and I'd rather see somebody with the championship who actually is a full-time superstar, but Brock Lesnar is not losing the championship at WrestleMania. It's sad, it's pathetic, but that's how it's going to go. Moving on here, Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan, WWE Championship. This has been a long time coming for Kofi Kingston. 11 years. There has been talk back in 2009, I think it was, when he dropped the Jamaican accent after that, during that Survivor Series build, I believe the year before. And he was feuding with Randy Orton. He started on top of that NASCAR, that custom-made RKO NASCAR for Randy Orton, and spilled paint over it and was getting serious. That was supposed to be his push to the main event to win the WWE Championship. Rumor and innuendo is that Randy Orton bitched a fit backstage and buried Kofi Kingston to the point where that got yanked out from underneath of him. And me and everyone else probably thought that he would never see WWE Championship chance ever again. Then, Kofi Kingston, as you want to say, was just in the right place at the right time. Mustafa Ali gets injured, and the wrestling gods look down on Kofi and like, it's your time. The fans got behind it. The WWE was forced to get behind it because, honestly, they had no plans going into WrestleMania for Daniel Bryan. WWE had nothing for Daniel Bryan. They had him being WWE champion. It did not. When Daniel Bryan won the championship right before Survivor Series, they should have had 3 possible matches and 2 backup plans for if any of those matches weren't able to happen. Kevin Owens was going to definitely be one of those. Kofi Kingston should have been in that pot because of his tenure. They should have had, and of course, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, but Randy Orton was a heel. They should have had plans in place. They had no plans. And I believe this is what I pitched. So I think it was back when Mustafa Ali made his SmackDown debut, and he pinned Daniel Bryan. I felt like Mustafa Ali was being set up to go to WrestleMania to face Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. And the story they would have built for Mustafa Ali, if it was to be that way, was the story of last year going into WrestleMania. Mustafa Ali was challenging or vying for the Cruiserweight Championship on the pre-show. 1 year later, what a difference a year makes. 1 year later, he would have been fighting for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. That would have been a hell of a story to tell, but unfortunately, concussion happened, and he was not able to get that momentum and get in there. Kofi Kingston, I will give all credit to Kofi Kingston because a lot of guys would have taken that ball and dropped it. Kofi did not. Kofi went out there and he took the ball and he ran with it. And he's in one of the main event matches, one of the major title matches. The WWE Championship is on the line, and I think Kofi Kingston is going to win it. He's not going to win it and hold it till October. When we're coming out of this WrestleMania, we've got to think, what is WWE going to do for SmackDown going into October? Kofi Kingston will win the WWE Championship this Sunday. If he doesn't, then that tells you who's winning the Universal Championship. This is what makes this match and the Universal Championship match intertwined together. Whichever match of these two go first, the winner of that match is going to be the opposite winner of the other match. So if Daniel Bryan wins this match, Seth is beating Brock Lesnar. If Kofi wins this match, Seth is not beating Brock Lesnar. Because if Seth and Kofi both walk out champion, Becky's not winning the Women's Championship going into the main event. So the 3 big championship matches of the night are going to be intertwined together. And I think Seth is going to lose, Kofi is going to win, and we'll get into the other one in a second. But Daniel Bryan has been a great heel. Daniel Bryan shows you why he is one of the best heels in all of WWE. Next to what Tommaso Ciampa was doing up until his injury, Daniel Bryan has been the best heel in the company. The guy has passion. You can believe everything that comes out of his mouth. The guy lives this character through and through. And he is going in as WWE Champion. Now, one thing that throws this title match for a loop is the fact of the news we'll talk about tomorrow when it comes to Saudi Arabia and WWE's decision to move the Saudi show in May to a different date. We'll get to that later. So that's going to throw this match and the Universal Championship match in the shredder and turn them upside down, because with those matches with that being moved, this could change this, because one of the biggest talking points for a lot of people is that last year in Saudi Arabia, for Crown Jewel, Daniel Bryan did not want to go to Saudi Arabia to face AJ Styles because he didn't, and this had nothing to do with Jamal Khashoggi being murdered. It was like he didn't even want to go to Greatest Royal Rumble, but he still did because it was like his first month or so back. So he didn't want to go, and he didn't even want to win the number 1 contenders match at Super Showdown So maybe there was talk of maybe he would lose the title to Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston would take it into Saudi Arabia and then have a match with whoever there, and then Daniel Bryan would eventually win it back. Now, I'm still saying Kofi's going to win this, but you got to keep this in mind, and we'll talk about it tomorrow on Unscripted as well. With the reports of WWE possibly moving the Saudi show to after Money in the Bank, which is the next pay-per-view in May, there's a possibility that Daniel Bryan's walking out as WWE Champion. We'll just have to wait and see. But that is my thoughts on that. Kofi Kingston for the win, and there's that slight hint of maybe, just maybe, he won't win it. The final main event, the main event, with both titles on the line, one of these three women will walk out as the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. Who knows what they're going to do after WrestleMania? I don't even think WWE knows. They're probably not even going to know until the Super... Here's the thing. The winner of this match will have the Women's Championships, and they probably will not make a decision until the Superstar Shakeup is done, which is not the days after WrestleMania, but the week after that. So we won't know who is going to be going into WrestleMania, or what's going to happen with the Women's Championships till after that. This one, again, with the other two, this one has nothing to do with all the Saudi stuff and anything, but if we see Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston winning their respective titles at WrestleMania, anybody who is a Becky Lynch fan better start getting ready to be pissed as fuck and start typing in there, like on Twitter and stuff, that how could they do this to Becky? Because if Seth and Kofi win their respective championship matches, Becky's not winning this title match. It's going to be Charlotte Flair. And I would not put it past WWE to give Charlotte to be the first double champion in the women's evolution. WWE has to do everything for Charlotte. The only thing that would piss me off about that is that you've been building this for fucking months. This has been built to pay off to get Becky the women's championship. Adding Charlotte Flair in didn't change that. Adding the women's championship from SmackDown in does change the chance that it could be Charlotte Flair. Now, again, if Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston are both coming out of if they both win their respective title matches, we all gotta just gasp in fear that Becky Lynch is not winning the women's championship. We have to. That's the sad truth. If Becky, the only way I'll know that Becky is winning this 110% is if Seth or Kofi does not walk out champion. Am I going with Becky Lynch? Yes, because that is the smart way to go. WWE would be foolish, absolutely foolish, to make this woman chase Charlotte Flair because they want them to chase. And I've been seeing things that show that Ronda Rousey doesn't want to get pinned or tapped out to Becky Lynch because of their real light heat. Guess what? Too fucking bad. You are going to be leaving and going wherever. Your job to come into this match is to do the job to the right woman, that is Becky Lynch, and move on and just do whatever the hell you want to do after WrestleMania. You don't need to come in and make demands and be like, oh, I don't want to lose to Becky Lynch. Too fucking bad. Then they should have did the right thing, have you betray the other two, and then we would have had Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch in the main event, and you could be taken out. Don't give me that bullshit. If that shit's true, then there's no reason that she should even be in this match if you want to be that petty. Now, I don't think that's true, because Ronda Rousey's more professional than that. But we'll have to wait and see. Again, to anybody watching WrestleMania, be warned. If Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins both win their respective title matches, be very fearful, very, very fearful that Becky Lynch is not winning this match and it's going to be Charlotte Flair. That is your WrestleMania 16. I think I got through all 16 matches. I'm pretty sure I got through all 16 matches because holy shit, we've been here for about 43 minutes. There is no reason I should have to sit there and just talk about 16 matches. Yes, 3 were on the pre-show, but this is ridiculous. WrestleMania is just overhyped, overbooked, and there's just no need for this. You know what? I did miss a match. I did miss a match. I missed the Usos, the Bar, Sheamus, the Bar, Rusev and Nakamura, and Aleister Black and Ricochet. Why did I miss that match? Because there's been no fucking build to it. Wow. I'm sorry about that, but I totally forgot a match. I did. I totally forgot that match. I think I've done 15. Yeah, I think I did 15. I know I had this fight for it, but I didn't even do it. Wow. Wow. This was this. Wow. Yeah. I'm going with the Usos on this one. I totally forgot that match completely. I'm sitting here thinking I think I've been through everything, but I missed this match. I'm going with the Usos because they re-signed with WWE. Had the Usos not re-signed with WWE, then I would go with the Bar. Aleister Black and Ricochet are not going to win this match. Rusev and Nakamura are not going to win this match. Honestly, I think this might be Nakamura's final match because there's rumors that he's not re-signing with WWE. Might be going to AEW. We have no idea. Rusev and Nakamura still don't make sense as a tag team. The bar. So I say Rusev and Nakamura are going to get beat and pinned in this match. Ricochet and Aleister Black will not get pinned. So it's either the Usos or the Bar, and I'm going with the Usos. Now, that's everything. 16 matches. I hope you got enough. I hope you got enough energy drinks. I hope you got enough kickstarts or monsters or game fuel or whatever or coffee or whatever you do to keep yourself awake. 16 fucking matches. And with the talk that Undertaker and John Cena is supposed to have a match, would not surprise me if we get an Elias versus John Cena 2-minute squash just to make up for John Cena being squashed 2 minutes last year. So, yeah, 16 to 17 matches, 7.5 hours. I will try and be here right after the show's over. I might be tired, I might sound tired, but I will be here as best as I can. But that is your predictions. I did forget that match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, even though it was made last minute, which just shows you how much WWE actually cares about the tag team titles. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Thank you all for watching everything I've worked on this week. Make sure to check out Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and the NXT TakeOver predictions. We will be here tomorrow night. Well, yeah, we'll be here tomorrow night for NXT TakeOver New York, Saturday for Unscripted, and Sunday for WrestleMania. Hopefully WrestleMania review. Until then, my name is DeFrance. You guys have a good one and enjoy your WrestleMania weekend.